In this video, we'll discover about how to balance your minimalist lifestyle. While watching this video course, you've probably been convinced of the many benefits that switching to a minimalist lifestyle can bring. The problems, however, begin to arise when you start thinking about how to implement those changes without causing problems in your everyday life. The key to minimalism and its long-term success is to find the right balance. This is why people who adopt too aesthetic an approach often end up failing to maintain their lifestyle in the long term. The problem with the aesthetic approach. People who think that minimalism is all about eradicating possessions and items in their life to the extreme are almost certainly on the path to failure. There are very few people who can cope for any length of time without any home comforts. If you minimize all your possessions into only what can fit into a single bag, you might have gone too far in your pursuit of simplicity. As already mentioned in an earlier chapter, minimalistic living doesn't need to be about doing without the basics like a home or a car. It should rather be about doing away with anything which lacks importance and value. You can opt to rent a home rather than buy one if this gives you greater peace of mind and greater freedom from debt and worry. However, doing without a home at all is certainly something which isn't suitable for everyone. Although there are some people who are looking for this degree of minimalism, they are the exception rather than the rule. Finding the right balance in your minimalistic lifestyle involves weighing up your external resources alongside your internal resources so you can find true happiness. Your external resources are the things outside yourself that you value and which add pleasure and joy to your life. Meanwhile, your internal resources are the things inside yourself which add happiness to your life. For most of us, the perfect balance will involve a little of each to achieve true happiness and the right minimalistic approach. It's clear to see that minimalism doesn't mean going without. It means getting rid only of the things which are unimportant, valueless, and unneeded in your life. It's only by doing this that you can create enough room for the things which are the most important to you. When you get rid of only the right things and consciously work to change your thought patterns and the way you feel about your possessions, you can reap all the benefits without ever feeling like you must do without. This is what balance means. Minimalism for everyone. The minimalistic way of life isn't just for certain people. Everyone can achieve balance in their own way when it comes to taking a minimalistic approach to living. They simply need to find the most appropriate form to suit their lifestyle. Realistically, a growing family won't be able to narrow down all their possessions into a single backpack. That doesn't mean they can't adopt a minimalist approach to life. It's more about a change of attitude rather than a sudden rush to eradicate items from your home and life. Get the balance right for your individual circumstances, and you'll find that there is nobody who cannot benefit from the advantages that minimalism brings, whether you're young or old, single, or part of a family. There are no rules when it comes to minimalism. Those who think that there is only one way to achieve the minimalist lifestyle goal are wrong and may be doomed to failure in the long term. The rules can be tailored to meet the need of each individual or their family. If balance can be found by intentionally focusing only on what's important and letting go of everything else, peace of mind will follow. You can begin to find the right balance for you by starting with the basics. Clear the physical clutter in your life and then progress towards clearing the digital clutter and then the mental clutter, which pervades your mind. Make sure you keep only those things which you truly love and value in your life, and bear in mind the mantra of quality, not quantity. The right balance of minimalism isn't found by getting rid of everything, but it also can't be found if you refuse to cut down on your clutter at all. The key is to consider quality over quantity every time. While having some possessions in your life is essential and even pleasurable, those possessions should be good quality items. Avoid the disposable economy. All too often, we're tempted to buy into the disposable economy. We buy cheaply made products at low prices and then replace them when they stop working or when we simply don't want to use them anymore. This is completely contrary to the minimalist philosophy. Instead of opting to buy more low-cost products which can be cast aside without a thought, opt instead for more expensive but better-made items which will stand the test of time. When you prioritize quality over quantity, you'll be certain of having the things you love most around you for longer and of getting the greatest value for every single purchase you make. Another element which is important when it comes to finding the right balance in a minimalist lifestyle is to have a one-in, one-out philosophy. Rather than adding to your possessions, only replace. When something breaks, you can replace it with something new. Otherwise, restrain yourself and avoid buying even more items to add to your existing collection. If you avoid the urge to buy a few times, you'll soon realize that you can manage without those things which once you would have snapped up in a second. By adopting this revolutionary approach to buying, you can achieve the optimal balance of items in your life without unintentionally building up clutter and mess in your life. In this video, we'll discover about how to take a minimalist approach at work. While some people are under the impression that the minimalist lifestyle is all about the home, in fact, that couldn't be further from the truth. In order to truly embrace this way of living, you need to ensure that your approach pervades through every aspect of your life, including the workplace. It's only by doing this that you can reap all the maximum benefits. The problems of the workplace. The workplace is one of the areas of your life in which you can experience most stress. Mental clutter can be at its worst when you're sitting at your office desk, and the time pressures involved in your working life can only serve to compound the problems of the 21st century living that arise in other areas of your lifestyle. It's important to remember not to end your minimalizing efforts when you leave the front door of your home. Take the objective look at your working life and determine where cuts can be made to improve your mental and physical well-being and to adopt a more minimalist approach. Declutter your physical and mental workspace. Where do you begin with this? The first protocol could be to examine your desk and workspace. Is there physical clutter to get rid of? Are papers piled up? Are there files everywhere? Notes and pens littered across the surfaces? Working surrounded by mess limits your productivity and only serves to increase your stress levels. By simply eliminating unnecessary items, clearing the surfaces, and keeping items in your space to a minimum, you can free up your time and your mind to handle tasks in a more efficient way. However, the clutter doesn't always have to be physical. Take a closer look at your calendar. Do you have commitments that are snapping your energy and adding no value to your life? Then it's time to consider dropping those activities so that you can focus on the things that are more important and productive. If you work for yourself, you can exercise that greater freedom to get rid of clients who are a drain on your energy. Adopt minimalist working practices by making a few simple changes that will make a huge difference to your functional work life. At the end of each workday, transfer your saved items to a cloud storage space. Shut down all your tabs and move all your unwanted emails into the trash and empty it. All these things are minor and will take seconds to achieve, but will make a big difference both in the smooth running of your working operation and the clearness of your mind.